known Salesforce issues related to the browser history and possibility to use flows on the action buttons. So let's imagine that we have some page, so for example record detail page, and here we have some button which is actually calling screen flow. So when we click on the button, for example from the opportunity create case, or for example from opportunity create quote, whatever, so we don't want for our to overload our customer with clicking tons of buttons. We would like just immediately to create a new quote or a case, and then what should we do? It's after that DML, we would like to redirect our person directly to that page. So from the first look, everything works as expected, right? So our button works, our screen flow doing the necessary DML, quote is created or case is created, we are redirected to the detail page, and everything is good. But the problem coming to the picture when we actually using a browser back button, and when we click in back, we are our expectations that we will just go to the previous page, and that will give us our opportunity record. But what actually happening in Salesforce, so it's actually loading for us our previous page, plus it loading that already run it flow immediately. So in that case, what is happening when we click in back again in the browser, it's repeat that operation, right? It's again creating a new record for us and redirecting us, to the record detail page for the new case. So in that case, accordingly to the Salesforce basic recommendation or best practices, they recommended for us to not have any kind of DML strict on the screen flow. So that means that when we have the button, when we click on a new button, create a quote. So in that case, even if the process are completely automated, we could still ask our customer of the application if are you sure that you would like to create a new record? And if he is clicking yes, in that case, we will go and the record will be created. So advice from the Salesforce is to not put any kind of DML directly at the beginning of the execution of any kind of screen flows. And in general, it works, but sometimes we have a situation when we still have a requirement that we should not allow or should not overload our UIs with additional confirmation window and so on and so forth. So expectation from the customers that directly when we will click on that button, right, that screen flow will work, GML will be done, and after that the specific record will be created and back button will have no any kind of issues, right? So in that case, what is possible is when we have in our flow, so in the flow we could have our LVC component. So our LVC component actually have access to the window history object, and what it could do, it could play with the state, right? So that means that if we have our screen and we are putting our window.history, so we could see in the state, right, where we will actually go back when we will click browser back button. And we have a possibility to work with the JS object, and we have a possibility, for example, completely remove previous history, or for example, replace it with some other custom state. So that means that, for example, if we would like to just clearly redirect our customer to our previously, let's say, open page without any kind of, outer run of the flow, which is sitting here, so in that case, we could construct clean link to that page without any kind of, Salesforce internal notes about it. And in that case, that replace state will work for us, and we will be able to not get that issue with back button and outer run it flows.